Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles. I'm back to set 6 of the Sudokétudes series of puzzles. Not really much to go into other than this is a Renban puzzle. I'll go through the rules. There'll be a link below to the entire Sudokétudes archive. I'm not sure if this pack will be in it yet, but it will be soon. And there'll be a link to where you can try this puzzle for yourself. All of the details below. And this has recently come up. Someone said, I can't find the link. They were watching on a television when I asked. Yeah, if you're watching on a television, it's harder to access the description. If you're watching on a tablet or a phone or anything, in the description, there'll be a link you can open in a web browser. If you're watching on a TV, check it out on a computer. Yeah, so this is Barbell by BremSter, Renban puzzle. Let's go through the rules. We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And in Renban, so digits placed on purple lines must be a non-repeating set of consecutive digits in any order. So what does that mean? So for example, this is a 5-cell long line. It could contain the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would be perfectly fine. And they could be in any order. That could be the 1, that could be the 2, that could be the 3, that could be the 4, that could be the 5. Yes, that breaks Sudoku, but I'm explaining the line right now. So that would be a valid way of filling this line, ignoring all of the other constraints. That would be fine. You couldn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or you couldn't do 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8. 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 is not a valid way to fill this line, because if you were to take the numbers off and sort them, then they wouldn't be a run of consecutive digits, which is what they must be. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. I don't remember this puzzle very well. So 9 and 9 means 9 is in one of those two. If this is a 9, then this line must be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. And I don't see why that wouldn't be possible. 9 is also in one of those two. 3 is in one. 3 is right there. So there is a 3 on this line. So there must be a 4 and a 5 on this line, because first of all, these are all 5-cell long lines. So they all must contain a 5, but I can't see much to do with that. Because if you start with 1 and go up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you hit a 5. If you start with 9 and go down, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, you hit a 5. So there is a 5 in every one of these lines. But this line now must contain a 4. Because if I don't include a 4, there's no run of consecutive digits between 1 and 9 that contains a 3 and doesn't contain a 4. Because 3, if I don't use a 4, I've got to go down 3, 2, 1, and I've run out of digits. I can't get a 5-cell long run. So there's a 4 in one of those two, because I can't put the 4 there. So there's a 4 in one of those two. Can't put a 2 here, but this could still contain a 2. 3 is not in any of those, so there's a 3 in one of those. 2 is down here. Can I do more with 3? Or is it 9s? I mean, every one of these lines needs a 5 on it. Every one of these lines needs a 5 on it. This line can't contain a 9, because I can't put a 9 there in any of those or there because of these given 9s. So if it doesn't contain a 9, it must also contain a 4, because 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 means that it must always contain a 4. So there's a 4 in one of those 3. And oh, I know what this line is. Because I can't put a 4 in any of those cells. So if I can't, because that cell sees every cell along this line. This is the key to this puzzle. I know exactly what this line is. This line must not contain a 4, so I can never use a 1, 2, or 3 either. So this line is 5 through 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I can't put a 9 there. I can't put a 9 in either of those. I could potentially make both of those 9. But this line is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is no 7 in either of those. There's no 8 in either of those. But I can do the same down here. If this was a 9, this line would need a 6 on it because it'd be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. But I can't put 6 in any of those cells. So that's not the 9, that's the 9. This line is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's the 3 on this line? It must be there. These are 1, 2, 4, 5. There's no 2 there. There's no 1 there. So 1 is in one of those 3. There's no 1 there. 1 is actually in one of those 2. And that digit is one of those 2 because that digit has to go in this box. It can't repeat on its line, and it's not 3, 9, or 6, and it can't repeat in its row. Yeah, it's one of those 2. So there's a 2, 4, or 5 in one of those. This one can't have a 1 on it. This one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one can't have an 8 on it, but I've proven that by making that a 3, but it also can't have a 9 on it. So the 9 is in one of those 2 because I can't put a 9 on this line and I can't put a 9 in either of those cells. So 9 is in one of those 2 saying this isn't the 9, this is the 9, meaning this isn't the 9. But 9 has to go in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku, but this can't be a 9 because then I'd need to put an 8 on this line or I couldn't get as low as 3. Either of those logic will do it. So there's a 9 here, meaning there's no 9 on this, which means there's a 4 and a 5 on this line. But with the 9 and a 9, it puts 9 in one of those 2. Now there's no 9 in those. So 9 is in one of those. It can't be here. Can I put 9 on this line? If I put 9 down here, I'd need a 7 in one of... That would need to be a 7. Which would put 7 in one of those 2 and 7 right there. That seems okay. Okay. This is a little interesting. 7 isn't in any of those. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can put 7 on this line, and it's not in any of those. So that could be a 7. No, it can't be. 7 is looking up saying that's not a 7. That is a 5, 6, 8 triple on the line. That's the 7. There's no 7 there, there's no 7 there, and there's no 7 there. This line can't go as high as a 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doesn't work. There now must be a 2 on this line. And it can't be there or there because that 2 sees both of those. There's a 2 in one of those 2. But there's no... no, there could be a 1 on this line. It's probably these, but I can't see how to use them yet. 3 is definitely on this line since I got that 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's 8 in this row? 8 is either here or in one of those 2. Well, 1 is in one of those 3. 1, well, hang on. This digit is one of those 3. But 1 and 2. 1 can't go there, 2 can't go there. 1 in this column is here or here, because I can't put 1 on this line, because if I put 1 on this line, I need to put 2 on that line, and I can't. So 1 in this column is here or here. Seven and 8, oh, 7 is in one of those 2. Because 7 can't go in those or on the line or anything. 8 is in one of those 2. Hang on. Where's 7 in this box now? It can't be in any of those. This is a 7-9 pair. So these are 2, 4, 5, and 6. So 4 is in one of those two. So this isn't the 4. So these are 2, 5, and 6. That one can't be a 2 because 2 has to be on the line. That's a 5, 6 pair, making that the 2. 6 can't be there. 6 can't be there. I think if 6 is on this line, it's there. Which would make that the 4, and 4 would be in one of those, or 4 would be there. 4 has to be on this line. It's still in one of those two. I can't put 4 and 5 in here because that would break that. Hang on, there's got to be a high digit in here, doesn't there? There's got to be a 6 on this at least. Because where's 6 in this row? I can't put 6 here because this is a 7, 9 pair. There must be a 6 on this. So there's no 1 on this at all. Six is down here with the 4. Actually, what are these? 1, 2, 1 and these are 1 and 3. 1, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 1 and 3, and I can use the fact that I can't repeat digits on the line to make that the 1 and that the 3. And this being a 1 means this has to be a 4, 5 pair. Surely I can resolve that. This is 4, 5, 6, meaning this isn't the 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. Is that resolvable? If this is an 8, this could be a 9, and I could put 6. Oh, no, hang on. Where's 7? 7 is in one of those two. So there's got to be an 8 or a 9 on this, doesn't there? Yeah, there absolutely must be an 8 or a 9 in this, because if I don't put 8 or 9 on this, this would have to be the 8, this would have to be the 9, and then the 7 would have to go in here where it can't. So there must be an 8 or a 9 on this, which means this line must have a 7 on it, and it can't go in any of those. That's a 7. And now this line can't contain a 7 at all, because that 7 sees all of those, and that 7 sees that one. So this is from 1 through 6, which means it must have 2, 3, 4, and 5 on it. So the 3 can't be in any of those because of that 3 or there. The 3 is in one of those two. The 2 can't be in any of those. The 2 is in one of those two, and I can't seem to narrow that down any further. The 4... Oh, this isn't the 3 because of that 3. There is still a 2 down here in one of those two. So this can't be a 2 anymore. That's a 1, because if this is a 2, it sees that one on the line and that one in the row. If this is a 2, neither of those could be a 2. None of those can be a 2, and neither of those could be a 2 because of the given 2s, and those are already filled. That's a 1, taking 1 out of there. So 1 is in one of those two now. If this is a 1, this is a 2, and that's 3, 4, 5. And these become 6, 7, 8. And I don't see why that breaks. There must... Oh, this is now a 2, 4, 5 triple. So the other digits... Well, that's the 1 in the row. Where can I put 1 in this row? I can't put 1 in any of those. Yeah, 1, 1. This is the only place for a 1. So this is 7 or 9, and the 9 makes that the 7. This isn't the 7. and this is the 9, and this is the 7. So now there must be a 9 on this by Sudoku. So this line is 5, 6, 8, 9. There's no, well, and there's no 9 here because of that. 4 must be in one of those two for the row. So this can't be the 4. Those could both be 4 though. If that's the 8, that's an 8. There's no 9 here. I think I'm missing something with this line. One is in one of those two. Similarly, 1 can't be on this line because I can't put 2 on the line. So 1 is in one of those. So 1 isn't in any of those. 2 in this column can't be in any of those, can't be in any of those. 2 is in one of those two. But this is a 2 and this is a 1 by Sudoku. This is 5, 6, or 8. And 8 must be in one of those two. That digit is that digit. Because this digit has to appear in this box somewhere, and it can't repeat on its line. So those are the same digit. And must be down here by Sudoku. There's no 1 or 2. Am I forced to put a 3 on this line? Actually, 3 is in one of those two, but I could still put 3. Well, 3 can't be here. Or actually, there is no 3 on this line. 3 can't be in any of those. 3 can't be here. 3 can't be here because of that one. And 3 can't be here because for this... How did I get 3 in one of those two? I had to trust it. Was that a valid deduction? Was that a valid deduction? I'm a little worried about that now. When did I make that deduction? A long time ago. And why did I make that deduction? And have I used it for anything? I don't think I've used it for any of that. Don't think I've used it for any of that. Because this is using the 3 that was already in box 1. Yeah, I don't think I've used it for anything. I'm not sure I trust that deduction. Because I could use it to eliminate 3s from here, but I don't think I trust that 3 deduction. It could be correct. There's no 9 on this line, so there must be a 4 on this line. but I don't think I've knocked 8 out of this line. 3, 4, oh, there's no 7 on this line. So there must be a 3 on this line. That's how I got it. Because there's no 7 on this line, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, there must be a 3 and a 2 on this line. That's how I got the 3 on the line. There's no 3 there, there's a 3 here. And now there's no 3 on this line. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it must be because there's no 9 on this line. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no 4 in either of those. There's no 6 in either of those. There's no 7 there, or there, or there. So 7 is in one of those two. And it's not there. That's a 7. 4, 5, 6, 8. That's how I got that 3, by 7 being eliminated from this line. Needed to reiterate myself. This is 5, 6, or 8. One of those two. But 1 and 1 puts 1 on this line. I can't put 1 here. So 1 is on this line. This line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now, because 1 must be in here. There's no 3 in either of these. 2 can't be in either of those. 1 and 3 must be in here with 4 or 5. There's no 1 here. There's no 3 here. There's no 1 here. This is the 1. That's a 2, 4, 5, so that's a 3. 7 is down in... Oh, this is a 7 on the line. And this line must have a 3 on it. So there's no 1 or 2 on this line. Because 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. There's no 1 or 2 on this line. That's not the 1. That's the 1. This isn't the 2. That's the 2. So this isn't the 2. This is a 4, 5 pair. This is actually quite good. This is now 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the 3s aren't in those. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, and 8. And the 2 makes that the 8 and that the 2. The 8 takes the 8 out of there, making that the 8, which makes that the 8, taking 8 out of those. I'm really happy with this puzzle. The 8 takes the 8 out of there. The 8 takes the 8 out of there. I still haven't cracked it yet. This is 4, 5, or 6. That is a 4, 5, 6 triple, meaning that's the 2, meaning that's the 2. The 8 in this row is here, so this isn't the 8. This is a 4, 5, meaning there's no 5 on those, but the line needs a 5, so that's the 5. There's no 5. I removed too many things there. There's no 5 there. 4, 5, 6 means this is the 1. This is a 4 or a 6. This is a 4, 5, 8. So the 8 must be in one of those two and not there. But 4, 5, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 7. This is 4, 5, 6, or 8. This is 4, 5, 6, or 8. I'm not seeing how to resolve these, am I? I don't like that pencil mark on them. So what am I missing in this row? 4, 6, 8. Ooh, I'm back. I'm being backed into these weird corners. Can I colour these 4s and 5s? That might be what I have to do, you know. I can see 9 is in one of those two. So for example, this is one version of 4, 5. This is the other version of 4, 5. This is the blue digit. And this has to be the yellow digit because it can't be the same as blue because it's on the same line. So this is the blue digit. Yellow is one of those two, but I don't know which. Blue is up here. Can I figure out which ones these are? Wow, this is, hang on, 5. It takes 5 out of there. 5 takes 5 out of those. This is a 4, 8, making that the 6, making that the 5, making that the 6, making that the 5, making that the 4, making that the 6, making this the 5, this the 4, making this the 5, this the 4. That is better than colouring. Taking 5 out of those, that's a 4, 8, so I can take 4 out of those. This is a 5, 6. There's no 5 or 6 here because I've already got 5, 6 in the box. That's a 4, 8, making that the 5, making that the 6, making that the 4. The 6 makes this the 5 and this the 6. The 4 looks up making that the 8, that the 4, that the 8. The 5 looks down taking 5 out of those, so that's the 4, that's the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the 5. These, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 9. And the 6 is looking down, making that the 9 and that the 6. There's no 4 or 6 here. And the 3 is looking down, making that the 5, that the 3. The 6 looks back, making that the 4. The 4 and the 8, the 4 looks up, making that the 8 and that the 4. The 8 makes that the 6, which makes that the 9, which makes that the 8. And that is the solution to Barbell. And as you can see, it had been a couple of months since this was first tested. This was tricksy, but I like it. I really like the interaction of hunting for the digits that are forced onto Renban lines. I'm going through a phase of nearly a year where I think Renban is my favorite constraint because of the way digits are forced on and off lines. I really love Renban. Like for complexity, I mean, outside, I really like outside, and Maggie's favorite constraint is outside, and I love the things that we've been able to do with it. But the elegance of what you can do with Renban, I think is just really, really good. And this is another Renban puzzle that I'm very happy to have my name on. Really fun stuff. Hope you enjoyed it. There's been a couple recently where I've been playing with Renban and people are like going, oh, wow, that's really tricky. Hopefully people will enjoy this one. I'm recording this a couple of months before it'll be released. And I created this a couple of months before I recorded. It's really weird. And I highly recommend it. Create stuff, leave it a couple of months, then revisit it, leave it a couple of months before you release it. It's really weird getting that, that sort of timing. But it's very rewarding. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.